So water leak detectors. I never really thought much about a water leak detector in my time. I never heard of anybody ever having such a problem. But in new technology and ways that people are living, things have changed. And let me just give you a couple of stories. One story is that I knew a fella well, actually a couple, young couple, and they left they left their garden hose on, right, during the wintertime to the faucet. They just forgot. Who hasn't forgotten to take the water hose off the faucet, to spigot outside? Well, they're frost free. A lot of these are frost free, and they don't have no leaks or nothing on them at the time. But when you turn your faucet on come spring, and that water will literally flood your basement. That's what happened to them. And their basement flooded. They didn't even know that their basement was filling up full of water. They had no idea because they had left that garden hose on it. That was one of the problems. Oh, if they was out of town or something, they would have been disastrous. But here is a disastrous story. I got a whole bunch of YouTube videos on this particular job. And I'm not going to say who it is, but Jason knows who it is because it was his house. And his contractor, Matt, which I won't visit his last name, he's the guilty party. So what he did, he was working on this young man's house, and it was wintertime. And he took off some siding off around the bay. And this was in the lower unit down in the basement area. It is a walkout basement. And what happened is that he had uncovered some of the bay, and he just stuck some insulation in it. Perfect. That's great. That sounds good. But when he stuck the insulation in it, we had a big storm come through, and it just literally sucked that insulation right out of that the cavities that he stuck. Now, I got this cold front from the storm coming through, and literally it froze his water pipes up. Now, with this some of our new water leak technologies, detectors, he had his set up on his computer or his alarm system, and it alerted him. He was literally out of the state. I don't know. He might have even been out of the country. I mean, that's how cool these things are. And it went off. Now, it flooded his basement. It flooded his basement so bad that I literally got pictures of the water coming out the windows. That bad, because it wasn't that he didn't get the alarm quick enough, because he did get the alarm quick enough, but he was trying to get somebody over there to take care of it immediately. So nobody ever thought about that being a problem where we had to be more proactive or jump right onto it. But what would have happened if it would have continued to fill up? Well, I don't want to think about that, but your basement down there luckily has a walkout, so it flooded out the windows and the doors. But if you don't have a walkout, that there basement you have could literally be a big well and just fill up full of water and destroy everything you have inside your house. These people here, they look like they're having a good time, aren't they? But this one here is from a water leak detector. Now, that's another one here. This is just the picture, but, a lot of times what we have is we'll have a two-story house. And in the bathroom up above, we might get some cold air or something. And we see this a lot because when we're building brand new custom homes or a new design, we're trying to flush out some of the problem areas that might not got caught during the design process. I've witnessed this myself. And where then it freezes. Well, then it's just a little spring leak. Well, your water detector is picking this up where it's just a little bit of a leak. But if you don't have that detector, next thing you know, that little leak is a big leak, and this is what you got right here, right? And this is a mess. And this, that you have. So make sure that those are great reasons why you should have it. Now, these are just personal experiences from personal stories that I've witnessed. But in simple terms, let's go on down here to hit another picture here for you folks. So we got different types of detectors here. I didn't get that one there, but make it just simple. We want to make sure that these detectors are installed. And like I said, I never thought of the importance of it until I've actually had the witness of the disaster of what happened. Now, if you're one of these water restoration companies, I think this is money in the bank, but who wants that? So today we got different types of leak detectors. And that's kind of where we're at right here. Is that they're not really any, you got your one that's like I talked about, on your computer or your technical system here. So if it's an alarm system, it can let you know. Or if your detector is hooked right to your computer or to your phone, you could get a phone alert. That's how that young man who was out of the country or out of the city, out of state, that's how he got it. He got it right there on his phone or on big industrial complexes as such, which they have a water leak. That's even worse. There's other types of systems that you could do, but you can use. But why use the leak detector? Well, we kind of went into some of that already, but why we want to do it. But some of the different detectors that we have out there, we have a passive detectors, and they're simply devices that are battery powered, so they're real economical. So there really isn't any reason, but they might not necessarily tell you that your home is leaking except while you're in the house. Like if you're there and it's freezing up above there in the second floor, instead of waiting until you got a problem. Active detectors, and they're actually using a combination of sensors and automatic shut-off valves, literally to shut it off, to detect the leaks, and then shut off the main water line. So it just shuts the whole water off through the whole house. Now, if you have that system, that's a little bit more expensive, but wow. If you're traveling, you're out of state, you got, or you move, you never know. I got one other story about a leak detector. So we had a brand new home we was building. This is one of my homes that we was building. Because most of you folks that know us, we know we're a building company, and so every Friday, your labor is to go through and turn off every water supply in every building or every home that you're building. And so my labor, he just forgot. God bless him. He was a great guy, done a great job. He was just busy. It's Friday night. Apparently, he was running late. And he thought it was all fine because literally the plumbers, when they put brand new, what they do is before they'll put pressure test before they actually turn everything on. They put air onto it and they pressure test the system. So he thought it was fine. It'd been pressure tested, brand new home, and all of us thought it was fine. I came back on Monday morning and I went into this house and it was soaking wet all weekend long. That water had been running all weekend long. Since then, every house that I build, we automatically put these detectors into it because this cost us a tremendous amount of money. Our hardwood floor was totally destroyed. The subfloor was destroyed. The moisture content through the house. And when you're doing these homes for people, they have a drop dead date or a date that they're supposed to be moving in, a closing date. And that really rocked us trying to get this house back up online and get it ready to close. So that's a great reason. I mean, brand new construction. So, that happens. And then you also have your flow-based detectors. And these are actually detect the measure of the water flow that's going through your pipes at any particular time. And if there's an unexpected increase in the flow or vice versa, it literally tells you that you have a potential leak that you want to be looking at. And make sure you do this, put it in early, make sure you take care of it. It's going to really, folks, this could save you some great heartache. And it's something that honestly, I don't think a lot of us even think about. But when I built that house and I was telling you about that brand new, at that time, we didn't have these detectors to the quality that we have today and the lower price that we have today. We have a price today that there's really no reason, at least you can't get a simple system installed. But if you don't have the most expensive system or one of the higher quality systems, here's a great tip. A great tip to use. Go to your water supply, your main water line. And if you're going to be on vacation, just turn it off. Just turn it off. And that means just turn the valve, your gate valve, and just turn the water supply off so you don't have that water going through. At least then you know that while you're on vacation or something, you don't have a problem with it. But just like my laborer forgot, you might forget to do it. So you might think about the detector. Great idea. And it'll, give you a peace of mind, protect your belongings. Heck, a lot of us with basements, we store our stuff there, or we have attics. We have stuff up in our attics where we have an attic leak or something up in there. That'll pick it up. You think that water leaks are this and that. Now, let's not, I want to conclude with this. We don't want to confuse a water detector leak for something that is a leak from a roof leak or something like that. They're not going to pick up your roof leaks. It's a water pressure, it's your water lines in your home leaks, not for a poor roofing job or maybe a storm blew off some shingles or something. Learning is the key to success. Thanks, folks, and God bless you all.